Let's see. All right, so now we are recording and welcome everyone to our conversational selling model 2 from this coaching. Um, there we go. I muted everyone and just so that we don't have a noise, but I want you guys to participate. So I'm going to unmute you a lot of times and feel free to unmute yourself. I think you can. Or type on the chat box. I can see everything that you are writing. The idea of this is, on the kickoff, during our kickoff sessions or everything that we did was about, okay, so something paused. Okay, we talked about your belief, right? So now the idea is that we can take that belief onto your opportunity and how to succeed in your Avon business with this. Because really, if you are great at selling Avon products and you are great at selling the opportunities, there's no limit. The sky is the limit. And I don't want to call it selling all the time. I mean, although this is conversational selling, with Avon, it's all about making the connections, about sharing, about having just conversations. So let's talk today about how we can create meaningful and connections that are sincere and that they can help you sell the Avon opportunity. So now that we have an understanding really of what's the belief, let's see how we can connect the dots and turn that into money for you. So the idea is that with this you can create opportunities, and we're going to talk today about the S of selling. Okay, we've talked about the B of belief, and we're going to leave the O for outreach for the time when we are talking about planning. And now is the S about selling. I need just 1 second. Hold on. I'm back. I'm sorry about that. So we are also going to learn today about a new model. It's a conversation model called Grow, so that you can grow your business. And this is an acronym that that you'll be able to apply all the time. So G is for get to know the person and her needs. The R is for recommend the right Avon solution. The O is for offer a relatable story to demonstrate your belief. And W is for work to establish the next steps. And the biggest takeaway that I want you to get to have today, it's about how to turn every conversation that you have into business. In a lot of our one-on-ones, the main thing that came up was like the difficulty in closing the sale. So this is about that. It's about really every conversation being able to get a lot more yeses than nos, and how to do it. Were you able to hear me before or not at all? I'm going to unmute all of you. Okay.
Not at all. Not at all. We were.
Oh my God. Okay. When did I stop?
At that, where the lady has her dress on.
Okay, but were you hearing when I explained all the model or not?
Nope. There you go.
So you guys did not hear about what this training is about?
Yes. Everything.
Yes, we got down to W.
Yes.
Okay,
When
okay.
you went to the next slide.
Okay, all right. All right, so let's go back. I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll get through this and and hopefully it will went well. Okay, so really this now what the conversational selling, it's about getting her to relate to real situations. So that I want to know, like, if you ever felt in a situation where you were talking about the Avon opportunity, like in a timid and passive way. And this is a great example here. I really enjoy working for Avon. Maybe we can chat one day about it, about what it could do for you, kind of like very timid. Have you ever had a situation like that? Have you experienced an approach like that from a salesperson with you or you with a recruit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And how did that make you feel? Like when a salesperson came like that, it's like, well, this is really nice. So let me know if you need anything. I'm going to be here. How did that make you feel?
I have been that way. I've been the timid and passive, and I feel like a failure when I'm done with it, but I don't want to move into the overly aggressive. So I'm just trying to find that middle ground.
Well, then you're in the great place at the right time because this is about this training. So the overly aggressive is like the other way around. Are you looking for an opportunity unlike any other? Are you seeking a social life that provides financial freedom? Well, then do I have the answer for you? Someone that comes and say, oh, you know what, this is like what you have to do. Overly aggressive. So have you been in that situation too? Either as a customer or as a salesperson?
As a customer, and I just move away from it quickly.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, Stephanie also says yes. Like both extremes are very hard to work with. So the idea really about this training is that or our goal is that you believe in yourself and that you have the confidence to build relationships and grow your business through easy conversations. So if we accomplish this today, you're going to feel confident. And every time that you approach a customer, you're going to remember about the grow model and get a lot more yeses than maybes or nos. And the idea really indeed is that you can consider every conversation that you have as a potential opportunity. Okay. And what we're going to do is break down the conversations into like small pieces, small bites, so that you are really indeed in control of these conversations. So first we're going to talk about starting the conversation, digging deeper, clarifying the needs, communicating the solution, connecting the dots, share the belief, and always asking for the sale. And last but not least, establish the next step. So this is all we're going to talk about. What I do want to share right now is that although what we learned today applies to any sell that you are doing, we are going to focus on selling the Avon opportunity. So in any other situation when you are, finding out the needs of the customer, well, for example, if you're selling skincare, when you're finding out the needs, it could be one or the other or the other or the other. When we are selling, when we're talking about the Avon opportunity, the right solution for the customer is always the Avon opportunity. It could be for different things, but it's always going to be the Avon opportunity. So becoming a representative, basically. So let's talk about the G in grow. Okay, and I'm going to, after our training today, I'm going to send you like a guide so that you'll have all this all this in 1 or 2 pages. So in addition, if you're taking notes or not, you'll have this summarized for you to go through it again. But the G is for getting to know the person and the needs. And this is really about getting to know, even if it is starting a conversation with someone that you've already talked before, or a chance encounter, either way. So it's about getting to know the person's needs. Maybe you already talked to that person a lot of times, but doesn't mean that you really got to know what her needs were. So once you are talking, you will have to dig a little bit deeper to uncover her needs and her wants. And then it's really important to understand what she needs so that we can help her see how the Avon opportunity will be a good fit for her or can help solve her needs. Now, can you share when was the last time that you had a chance encounter? And I want to hear from all of you.
A bridal shower this weekend.
A bridal shower. Okay, that's a very good one. Who else?
One of my businesses, I was talking to like the counter girl.
Yeah, perfect. I know Stephanie and Sarah that are muted had a lot of them. How about you, Denise, Donna, that you're always out and about with your grandchildren?
Gosh, I'm trying to think when the last time was. And I'm sure it wasn't that long ago, but I just can't. Nothing's popping right in.
So here are some ideas that could be like in birthday parties or happy hours or shopping at a department store, maybe at the grocery store checkout. Different, waiting areas, like if you're at a dentist, doctor's office. So Mona, when you said you were talking to the person at the store, what I mean, did you get a chance to share your story or what happened or just talk about her? How did it go?
Oh, I was just basically telling her because it was a business I bring my books to. And I told her, I said, she goes, oh, you're the person that's the Avon person. And I said, yes. And she says, I love, Avon and blah, 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 blah. And she went on and I said, well, did you know, that it only costs $25 to join Avon? And I said, you would get 40% off. And she said, oh, really? That's interesting. But then, there were people in the back, I didn't get an opportunity to get her name and her number, but, maybe going back at a less busier time to meet with her again, is kind of my plan.
Yeah.
It just like, wow, you get somebody like that and then you think, okay, they're working, it's busy, that they got feelings about Avon, so you need to return.
Yeah, that's perfect. And you know what? You touch on a very good point. All these conversations being then chance encounters or people that we know, they do not need to happen all at one time. They can start and they can be continued. They do not need to be all the time. But one thing that, we want to try to look a little bit different is to not introduce, if we are having a conversation, not introduce the Avon opportunity right away, but first try to understand, to follow these steps of first getting to know the person. So in that case, I don't know what other things we could have going through her to get to know her a little bit. So just start conversations. How do you like your job? How many hours do you work here? And just to try to start conversations. So whether it is at a grocery store, at a shopping at a department store, at a waiting area at the dentist, or just like Julie was sharing at a bridal shower, they just not to rush to sell the Avon opportunity, but first to try to inquire a little bit, to get to know the person and dig a little bit deeper. So that's for the first G. So as we say that, guys, can you think of some conversation starters you can use in, like, if you were at like here we have a coffee shop or a cosmetic shop or at the mall, what could be things, phrases, questions for you to start a conversation?
Well, if
I
you're at
always
a,
good.
oh, well, I was just going to say, if you're at a, like a coffee shop or something along that line, I guess, to start with would be, just kind of introducing yourself a little bit and find out, why are they there? Are they just taking a break? Are they, do they go there often? That kind of thing. Try to find some common ground, I guess.
Somebody else was going to share too.
I was going to say that, I always tell them thank you if I'm getting coffee or something. I'm saying thank you. You have great customer service. You must really like your job. You do it so well. And then, sometimes, they might grumble and it's like, well, yeah, it's not a good place to work here. Or, if they touch feelings with something like that, you can get to know them a little bit better about their job.
Yeah. Well, both of your examples are really good. We can think of two options, and one could be finding common ground, and asking open-ended questions, just like Julie was saying. Hey, so what are you doing here? And that is finding a common ground. I mean, you are maybe taking a break, the person is taking a break too, and that's how you can start the conversation. I mean, here's an example. Whoa, this grocery line is so long. Who has time for this? And then how would you rather be spending your time? So then the second question is what Mona just, the same example as Mona, just using a compliment and then asking her open-ended questions. So, wow, you have great customer service, and how do you like it here? And, you start the conversation with that. So that is awesome. And also don't forget to catch compliments from others by asking open-ended questions, and also by wearing things yourself, so that they can also ask things to you, when you are wearing some Avon products and all that. So these are good options really to connect with people. I don't know, let's say, for example, that you're at a PTA meeting. How can you start a conversation with the person that's sitting by you? I mean,
Maybe notice the makeup that they're wearing. Mention about their makeup.
yes. Yeah, that works
Start
perfect.
a conversation with their.
If they're wearing a perfume, say, oh, you really smell so good. It smells almost like our Avon, and then say of, perfume that Avon sells that's by that way.
Yeah, yeah. That's perfect. I mean, I'm sure that all of you have had this kind of conversations without even thinking about it, without even thinking that you are starting a conversation with a compliment, and it's not always about the jewelry that they're wearing, but it's always about different things. It could be about the service, it could be about, but it's always nice to start by complimenting. The very important thing here, very, very important, is that whatever way you choose to start your conversation, it needs to be real. Okay, if you are if you are giving a compliment, it needs to be sincere. You cannot say, "Oh, I love your makeup," and just, her makeup is terrible, or right. So make sure that it comes from your heart, that it's really, really sure. And the truth is, the more that you practice or that you prepare, or the list of questions to get started, you make, it's going to feel easier to start the conversations all the time. So, after you connect, after you started with the first line of conversation, it's time to get connected a little bit more and to dig deeper. So after you connect, get her talking and find out what matters most. And I love this phrase here. To me, it's the most important thing, really. It's about be interested, not interesting. Everybody likes conversations to be about them. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel that you care about them. So you will make the person, that you are talking to feel like about good about you, and building a relationship because you are interested in her. Okay, so that's important. Now, why are open-ended questions so important? So if I go and I ask someone, do you like coffee? The answer is going to be yes or no. But if I ask, what kind of coffee do you like? Then the person says, well, it depends. In the summer, I like it like this. In the winter, I like it like that. And you can start, oh, why? Why do you think this one is better than the other? And you can start a conversation. And that is what open-ended questions mean. Like any questions that the answer is something more than yes or no. Okay. So, and usually the open-ended questions will start with why, with what, with how, with who, and with when. And then, of course, tell me, hey, why don't you tell me about this? So those are things to mark down. And when you're thinking about questions that you can ask, um, remember to start them with any of this. Can you guys come up with some more open-ended questions? Oh, I know. Yeah. Before I show you some examples, I'd like to hear some open-ended questions that you can think of. So a question with why.
Well, to me, Ileana, when you are, say, in a business, if you're dealing with somebody who works there or maybe another customer, the first thing is that you're in the same place. So there's your common ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to, in my opinion, you want to make the person feel like they are important. So you do focus on whatever it is they're doing or whatever they're saying. And the open-ended questions, why, maybe to a customer in Kmart or something, I always come here for this reason or that. Why do you choose Kmart over Walmart? Or, or I've always find it interesting that there are some people who just prefer Kmart over Walmart. Are you one of them? Or just some kind of common, just a question to get them started talking about them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, that's perfectly right. That's what we want to make them feel that it's all about them. So, but we want to continue with this conversation. I mean, if we want to make sure that we ask questions that are not answered yes or no, so that we can continue in having a conversation. Like, for example, how is your job going? Instead of do you like your job, then it could be yes or no. But how is your job going? Tell me about what you do. How do you do it, managing your family and a career? For example, if somebody's saying, if you're meeting at the PTA and the person is all polished and she comes running and she's, like, how do you do it? What do you think is the hardest part of staying home with your kids? If you could change your situation, what would you change? I mean, we're not asking, do you want to change your situation? Yes or no. It's if you could change your situation, what would you change? So these are kind of some questions that are open-ended. Why do you like to volunteer with the PTA so much instead of, do you like volunteering with the PTA? That would be a yes or no. But why do you like it? It's again an open-ended question that will lead into a conversation. It's really sometimes not easy. It took me a long time to realize that I'm asking questions yes or no, or I'm asking open-ended questions. So it's really about having some leads pre-built, think about them beforehand so that when the time comes, you are prepared. And digging deeper, it's what matters most by listening with questions. So we need to find out what matters most to the person. Listen for her needs and her wants, and ask follow-up questions. So make them open-ended questions all the time to keep her talking. So like if she said, oh, I'd love to make new friends. I just moved here. I don't know many people. I'd love to meet I'd like to meet new friends. So why making new friends is important to you? Or if you have a situation of someone who says, I want an additional job, but I just can't handle all my career and my kids. So what would more flexibility in your day mean to you? And then if somebody says, I want to make more money, it's like, okay, so what will you do with the money? Or what would more money mean to your family? And other questions to, again, keep them going. These are some examples, really, but, you can use any other follow-up questions to dig deeper. Can you guys think of any continuation questions that you've used in the past? Do you? Yeah, go ahead.
Have a lot of people, like when I wear the Avon clothing, and we'll strike up a conversation. But people can't believe that Avon sells clothes. And I've had people approach me when I've had the leggings on and ask me if those are LuLaRoe, and I tell them no, they're Avon. And then usually we strike up a conversation about the different types of clothing and stuff that Avon is starting to sell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's exciting. So how would you continue the conversation with them?
Well, I know I offer them a brochure, and then I approach them and tell them, how would you like to receive a discount on Avon clothing as well as their other products, and then get like their name or number, and then see if I could contact them later, or if we could set up a time, or just maybe continue to meet with them.
Okay. So, that's a great example of, when we know what they need and what they want, your follow up and offering. So this is like kind of later in the grow model, when you want to close the sale already and when you want to set up a follow up. So those are great steps that you want to make sure that you are taking. At this point, what I'm trying to maybe show is how we can find out a little bit more so that we can offer her exactly what she wants. So, for example, if she complimented your, she asked if they were LuLaRoe, and she was talking about how she liked your leggings. So maybe, what do you like about them? How do you like your leggings? Or, just questions regarding that. So, oh, you know what? By the way, we have one on sale right here. But if we need to know exactly what she likes about them so that we can offer her the right one. And this example, maybe it sounds more difficult to visualize because we're talking about the leggings. But if we were talking about the opportunity, or even if we were talking about the skincare, we want to ask some more questions before we offer the right skincare product for her. So, we want to ask her, what is your main concern? How do you know, is your skin dry or is your skin? So all those questions to find out a little bit more about what she needs so that then we can offer her the right thing. In this case, we're trying to ask her some more questions to find out what she needs. Does she need time? Does she need money? Does she need friends? Does she need a grown-up time? Does she need, another part-time job? What is it that she really needs so that then we can really, partner together with the right solution. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So this is a part of the G and the R. And now we're going to move. Well, actually, before we move, there's here an example. So that maybe it will make more sense. Instead of my example, we have an example of Sally and Sarah. And I need 2 volunteers, one to be Sally and one to be Sarah.
I guess I'll be Sarah since I'm Sarah.
I was hoping you would show up. Who would like to be Sally?
I could be Sally.
Okay. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of reading here. So I don't know, Mona, if you have your glasses closed, because this is
Hopefully I got things better up there.
okay. So Sally's starting. So Sally is on the
Okay.
left and Sarah's on the right.
Hi, Sarah. Happy Friday. I am so glad we could connect for coffee.
Me too. That spin class is awesome. We have so much fun. It's a great stress release.
I am with you. I feel great attending every class. Did I hear you say that you have 3 kids, one which is in college? I have only one and a little guy, and I feel like I can hardly keep my head above water.
Yes, that's right. I also have a crazy dog, and my 2 boys are on a traveling soccer team. I spend my weekend schlepping them all over the place.
I don't even envy you there. What else causes your stress?
Oh gosh, I work from home as a book editor. I spend my days on the computer with very little interaction. I need to connect with a human over the age of 14.
I get it. If you could create the life you dreamed about, what would that kind of life look like?
I would have less stress. I would have lots of friends to hang out with, and I'd have plenty of money to help pay for my daughter's college and travel. I love experiencing new places.
All right. Well, so in this example, as you may see, Avon has not even been brought up yet. It was a chance encounter at the gym or after the gym, having coffee after the gym. But she has not mentioned Avon yet. She's really getting to know her. Can you see how she's asking open-ended questions with what and how? Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's continue. So she started the conversation, but now they're going to dig deeper. So I'm going to ask my 2, Sarah and Sally, to continue with your role play.
So Sarah, how do you feel about being connected and have friends that are important for you now?
Since my divorce, I've felt so isolated. We had to move to a new area, and I've not felt up to finding new friends.
I totally understand. I am divorced, and I felt the same way that where you went through it, and mentioned you would love to have more money to help pay for college and travel more. What would to you, if you could have more money for these things? Imagine.
Well, first, I would feel relieved that my daughter will not graduate from college with a ton of debt. I don't want her to have that level of stress at such a young age. Also, by having more money to travel, I could fulfill my lifelong dream of visiting Europe.
So now it seems like Sally has quite a bit of information. How can she use all this information to sell the Avon opportunity?
Well, she knows she wants to make more friends. She probably needs more money. So those two alone are going to help her out.
Exactly. I mean, she knows specifically what Sarah wants. So,
She knows she wants to travel.
exactly. So in this situation, and I don't want anyone to feel that like I'm saying, I mean, we've all done this, but instead of telling her it's only $25, and you get all these free, or you're gonna get this or you're gonna get that. No, I mean that's not what Sarah wants. Sarah wants money so she can travel. She wants to make new friends. So when we are going to introduce her the Avon opportunity, we're going to focus specifically on what she's looking for. And I like to give the example all the time as with products and skincare. I think that makes it easy to see. It's different if I come and say, oh, I have all these skincare products and this one is on sale. You're really going to like this one. Rather than if I ask her what kind of skin she has, what are her main skin concerns, and all those things. So then we can come back with, okay, this is going to be, the skincare product that is going to be good for you because it's going to help you with the wrinkles that you don't like, and, it's in your price range and all that. Okay, so this is the idea why, we need to start the conversation. And this is almost more important than, than even offering the opportunity to creating that relationship. Because how do you feel that Sarah feels during this conversation? How did you feel, Sarah, when Sally was asking you these questions?
I mean, it was fine. It was just normal conversation.
Yeah, she showed she cared
But
for
I mean,
you, right?
yeah.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, so now we are ready to move to the next step, which is the R for recommend the right Avon solution. And because we are talking about the Avon opportunity as an example, the Avon solution is the Avon opportunities to sign up. But if you can use this for any other product that you are selling once that you created that relationship. So we I mean, just like we were saying before, if you are selling a product, it's important to find out what the right need so that you can find the right solution. Now, you can never do this next step of clarifying the needs, communicating a solution, and connecting the dots unless you've started the conversation and you've dig deeper. I mean, because you wouldn't be able to clarify what her needs are. And clarifying the needs, it is extremely important. You really do not want to assume anything. You will wanna make sure that you really understand what she needs and she wants. So it's kind of like confirming, and maybe even identify new things, additional needs or wants that she wants at this step. And you want to make sure that her needs and wants have not changed. Like if you start a conversation with her at the gym, and then you are having your coffee, to start clarifying, communicating, and so to offer her the opportunity, you want to make sure that nothing changed since last time. Maybe she was getting a divorce and she came back to her husband, so that's not relevant anymore. So we want to make sure that we confirm, and also she will feel heard. She will feel that you are really listening to what she's saying when you confirm what she said. And then the next thing will be to communicate and to connect the dots. And here there is an example. I find that these words may not be your exact words, so that is why it's really important that you use your own words. But it would be like giving your love for traveling, and how much you want to meet other people. I really recommend that you join my Avon team, which will give you the opportunity to meet a lot of fun people and earn the extra money that you need for the travels, plus give you the flexibility so that you can take the time off when you want. So that is the idea. If you can say, given that we understand what you need, I recommend Avon because, and then we can tell her how that is going to help her. So I will ask Sally and Sarah to continue with your role play.
Okay. It sounds like you would love to connect with some same new people, and it might, make some extra money to help pay for your daughter's college and invest. In travel. Is that right?
Yes, I would love to do that.
You should join my Avon team as an Avon representative. You can make new friends and oops, there's something right there. And I can't read that part.
Be part of a great group of women.
Okay. The lady on my team, there's a little thing on there. Support. I'll go back down to support each other and have lots of fun. You would love them. And as a representative to Avon, you could make extra money for your daughter's college and travel. And this help her avoid stress when she graduates, and you can take that dream trip to the Europe. What doesn't want to make fun with friends on making money at the same time? Sorry about that.
Exactly. So that is about. So again, here she clarifies. So she makes sure that was her need. It sounds like you'd like to connect, and Sarah confirms, yes, that's what I want. So, well, you should join my team as an Avon representative, and this is why, blah, blah, blah. So it is important to, last Thursday, each one shared the different stories so that you could have, other stories in addition to yours. This way you can, be all the time prepared with good stories, because sometimes maybe yours is not the one who's going to be the one that's more relatable. Sometimes it may be, somebody else's story. This is where we get to the point of the O, that it's all about offering relatable stories that demonstrate your ability. So we all talked one on one, and really what are the four sides of your heart, and you can use any of the reasons on your what, your why, your how. You started Avon, how it changed your life, or why you continue having an Avon business. All these are going to be great stories that will help you offer the right opportunity for her. The best story that you can share is always yours, and you have different reasons why. Again, why, how do you feel, or why do you run it, or what you want on life and why you are doing it. But also you've heard from others, and you don't really need to share your story always. As long as it's a true story, you can share somebody else at the same time. What you want to make sure that when you are done telling your story, she says, wow, you're a lot like me, how joining Avon has made a great impact in your life, or you should really try it, or things like that. Any questions so far?
Oh. No.
Okay, so now we have another example about sharing this story. I'm going to move this to the other side. So let me tell you what has worked for me and others like you. So, everyone has worked for me and my team members. I think it can work for you too. So continuing with this story, what Sally would say is, I totally understand how you feel when you say you need to connect with new friends. When my son went to kindergarten, I was totally lost. My whole life had revolved around him and his needs, and I had very few friends. And this is so true to me, guys. I want to say, I feel so Sally. So that's when I found Avon. Avon gives me a reason to connect with new people, and it gives me something new to talk about beyond my son and his needs. I love it. I have made so many new friends. And you remind me a lot of Suzanne. Suzanne is my sister-in-law. She pulled me aside a few years ago and was interested in learning more about Avon. Every year, Susan takes a trip with her girlfriends. My brother always complains because they really can't afford it. Susan refuses to give up her girl time, so she was looking for something to help her pay for the trips herself. She found that Avon gave her the opportunity to not only pay for the trips, but to also have more girl time with new friends. I really believe that Avon might be the right opportunity for you.
That sounds good.
Right. So this is really like, we've already learned a lot about her. So we are offering her relatable stories. We've been real when we were open and learning about her, and now we are relatable when we are telling her true stories about how Avon has helped others. And then we're going to move to the always ask. And to the W for working to establish the next steps. And it's really, to me, about closing the deal. You guys need to ask for the sale every time. Imagine you invested all the time in going through, starting the conversation, digging deeper, clarifying her needs, communicating her solution, connecting the dots, share her belief. If you don't ask her for the sale, all the time that you've invested, you will just stay there. You'll have a very good friend, but not a business partner. So it's good to ask. And you can be confident because you've built all that relationship. You've uncovered her needs and you found the right solution for her. So it's, we are ready to go and close the sale. So ask her to join your team, indeed. Just go for it. Make sure that you did the G, the OR, and the GRO. So now the W is I like to say that the W is for win. So ask her to join. So why don't we get started today? Honestly, I would love to have you join my team. How can we make it happen? What additional information do you need to get started? I really like that question. I think that's a very good one. And what additional information, if any, can I provide to help you determine if the Avon opportunity is right for you? So I'd love to hear from you guys. What are the questions? What are the ways do you ask people to join your team?
Well, people that have sold before and then I'm asking to rejoin, I kind of just tell them that we've made it much simpler for them and given them more opportunity as far as getting full earnings on online sales. And, when they sign up, the full-size products they get, more books they get than before. And just that, and I always, let them know that I'm still there for them. I'll still help them, but, they don't have to schedule that appointment with me, which was sometimes hard to do, for people. They didn't want to give up an hour or an hour and a half of their time. So they like just going online doing it.
Okay. So, with this, like, and I agree that, if a lot of people do not have the extra time to go get together again and all that, but, if we build all of this if we found out why they are, going to start Avon, how Avon can help them this time. Maybe they didn't help them last time, but maybe it wasn't for them. Did we find out why it didn't work for them before? So that we can try to overcome that now. Okay, maybe what I'm trying to say is we still don't have an objection here. So before we even explain them, well, this time is going to be different.
Right.
What is the first thing that you tell them? After you've connected with them, you found out what they need, you told them why you think Avon is right for them. How do you close the deal?
Well, you kind of need a commitment from them, and to find out if, I mean, you want to ask for it, but you want to make sure they can do it, or that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, we always get people that say they do, and then they don't.
Well, I think that we haven't, and I include myself, we haven't really had all these conversations and relationship building before we really ask them to join our team. So this will be like a new experience in that sense, really, really getting to know the person and what is in it for her. If we don't figure out what's in it for her, we're going to recruit the people that already want to do it or just want a discount, or when they want to quit, we won't even know why they're quitting because we don't even know why they started.
Right.
So the idea with this model is that we try to build those relationships, to start the conversations, to find out more about them, and then by the time that we are going to ask them to join our team, we already know that. I mean, we've already talked why this is so perfect for them, so they're already almost sold on it. So like these examples, why don't you get started today? Or I would love you to join my team. How can we make it happen? Or, things like that, to just ask for the sale right there. Now, to your point, you may hear, actually, we're going to have different responses. Not everybody's going to say yes. I would like to say that we will get a lot more yeses if we follow all this grow process. However, we're still going to get some no's or some maybes or some, objections. So here is where, your example, Donna, will come into place. And it's great and very important to be prepared for every outcome. So that we'll also, we'll realize as you are preparing and confidence for the objections and for the no's and for the maybes, that this is not no for you and this is not no forever. Really people can change their mind in the future, or really sometimes it takes a lot more connections at just one time to close the deal and have her sign up. So let's move to different scenarios. If you hear a yes, how many times I would say, oh, great. Okay, well, here is my link. So, all you have to do is go and order your starter kit. And then just as you said, Donna, they say they're going to do it and then never go and do it. That happens all the time. It happened to me all the time. So maybe what we need to do is try to close the deal right there, right at that moment. So, either if you have your phone and you can, go online with her at that moment, or ask her, what does she need to get started? And, make sure that you make a positive impression. So I have books here. Why don't you order your starter kit so I can give you these books and you can get started right after the second. So, just this is the time to get a little bit more on the aggressive side. So she already said yes. So now we gotta, get her to order the starter kit right away. Now, a lot of times you may hear maybe, right? Maybe. So that is the time where you want to demonstrate her, furthermore, a little bit more about your belief. So help her see the benefits more clearly so she can get to the deal and close it. So some examples could be, maybe you need to connect her with a member of your team that is more similar, that's very similar to her, or maybe ask her to attend a team meeting or an event, that you are doing, or an event that you're going to do. So you invite her to come. I would also think another idea would be to give her a trial kit. What other things can you think if your candidate or your potential recruit says maybe?
I think sometimes you need to demonstrate your belief because they don't think that they can do it, but maybe if you believe that they can do it, they might decide to just go for it. So just try to reassure them that they have what it takes and that they would be good at it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And also what Donna said before, reassure her that you're going to be there for her. Maybe you need to ask a few more questions to just figure out why she's still on the wall and she has not really, she's not ready to close the deal. So what if you get some obstacles, like objections from the prospect?
Well, just as this says, dig a little deeper, have a little bit more conversation, and try to figure out or try to pick up on, is it a self-confidence thing? Is it a timing thing? Is it, what are the obstacles? Why is she seeing them as obstacles?
Yeah, yeah, perfect, perfect. That's the idea. And so once you can dig deeper, you can really respond, just as you were saying, if it's a matter of, self-confidence, well, you know what, Avon, we will really work together and we have all the training that you need. You're not going to be alone. So no, I do want to say that if the objections are too strong, it's also okay to move on. Okay, because we know that Avon is for most, but it's not for everyone. So you want to make sure that you continue the relationship and focus on selling products instead of the Avon opportunity, and continue with the time you've invested and the nice new friend that you've made. It's okay to move on. Not everyone's going to say yes. And then you're going to get some situations. We hope that they're the least, but you're going to hear a no. So if somebody tells you no, thank you, ask them for a referral. Maybe they know someone that could be interested, and discuss other opportunities like the products or the fundraising. Um, what One thing that is critical, in my opinion, is that you stay connected either way, either of the four options, that you try to connect with her on Facebook or get her, ask her how she likes to be contacted, maybe through a text message or whatever it is, just, because this maybe not now, but it could be, yes, on another situation, yes, on another time. Or, if she's connected with you on Facebook and you're continually posting things and offers and sales, it could trigger her interest, or she could even think about somebody else. So make sure that you stay connected, and all the time that you've invested, it really continue. You can continue with this relationship, and of course, you can put her in your social media or in your email directory so she receives your offers all the time. Now, the last part of the grow model is really to identify the next steps. So no matter how she responds, from a yes to a no, you want to make sure that you agree to the next steps. And this would be about proposing an appropriate next step for both. So like, would you like me to follow up with you? When can connect again? Things like that, so that when you are calling her, it doesn't come as a surprise. So you want to set a time also, when you're going to connect. Be accommodating so that, whatever style she likes, if she likes emails, if she likes Facebook, um, if she prefers text messaging. And then capture her contact information, of course, so you can stay in touch. And highlight a roadmap of next steps. So, hey, well, I'm going to touch base with you this day, or how about we have coffee with Sammy, and then you're gonna. Now, you're not going um, to give up right away. Selling the Avon opportunity is not always a one-time event, but you also need to know when it's time to give up. Okay, you don't want to. If you call the person, she says, "Well, yes, I may be interested," and then you follow up, and then you follow up, and then you follow up. After 3 calls, if the person is not interested, I mean, just stay in touch with her, but you always want to leave a good impression. So you also need to know when it's good to say, well, she's not ready for it. So let's talk about a little example here. Do I have another volunteer to read it?
I'll go ahead and do it for you.
Okay.
Okay. It feels like you're still mulling this over. Why don't you sleep on it? Think about any potential concerns or questions, and we can connect again in 2 days. How do you prefer to be contacted?
I prefer text or maybe phone.
Fantastic. Let me add you now. When we connect later this week, we can determine if you think it would be worthwhile to grab coffee with Kelsey. She's fantastic and reminds me of you. We could also have you attend our team meeting if you'd like that.
Great. Talk to you soon. And that's about it. So similar to when we determine, the SMART goals, that they need to be specific and measurable, and it's important to be specific when you establish the next step. So the prospect will really appreciate the clarity and your effort to help her. And remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. So we talked about being real, about being relatable, and now it's about being reliable. So you've invested again, all the steps on the grow model. It's very important for you to follow up, so that you get the outcome out of it. Have a plan for the follow-up. You're going to call in 2 days, you're going to call again in 4 days, and things like that. But really, these are the follow-up fails, like not following up at all. If that's the number one fail, I mean, it's a waste of time, of your time and your energy to do everything that you've done if you don't follow up at all. Connecting through Twitter, for example, when they requested a text or email or Facebook, or not offering up anything of value, or not adjusting your plan of attack. Like if you see that, things have changed, you want to make sure, to offer something different. And an infinity of follow-ups, cut your losses. That's exactly what I said before. You need to know when it's enough. And, the person, some people won't say no, but, they're trying to make you realize that they're saying no. And then the other important thing is that once in a while, you, after practicing these grow conversations with different people, you sit back and reflect on your progress. So these are some telltale signs that you are rocking it. If you feel natural, if you feel less salesy and more sincere, because really the more you do it, the more you're going to rock it and the more natural it's going to come. Your prospect will be visibly at ease. So you will see that, the situation is not uncomfortable, it's really friendly, and the responses are coming easy. They will be leaning in, nodding their head in agreement. You will get 15 or more minutes of information being shared with you, and they will be eager to set up the next step. They will appreciate your follow-up. So, well, here it says it's okay to fake it till you make it, but, really, it's important to practice, because that's the only way that this is going to get like completely natural for you. So now that we covered the whole content, I want to share with you the application guide. Did you guys get it in the email that I sent on Friday? Maybe yes, maybe no.
I don't know.
Okay.
So
Thank you for your honest reply. I will send it again. I will send it again even tonight. As soon as we are done with this call, I will send this together with a guide of, summarizing everything that we've seen today. But I want to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share a different screen where we can just want to walk you through a little bit. It's not allowing me. Okay, I can't. I don't know why. Sorry about that. But what this is about, I'm going to have it here with me. I don't know what you are seeing now. If somebody can tell me. Are you seeing the PowerPoint?
No.
Are you seeing an Adobe file that says, what's
It
in?
just says organizer, and then it says your name.
Okay.
There you are.
There we
There
are.
it is.
Okay, so the guide has different parts, but it's really for you to to think about conversation starters. So think about 3 examples. Think about 3 places where you can create the encounters and what questions, open-ended questions you can start a conversation with, and to dig it a little bit deeper. And then come up with some additional needs that you might want to uncover from the other person. What else? Then, some words to use to recommend. So you will want to think about an example that of a recruit in the past, and think about how you could use this model, the role model, to offer her the Avon opportunity, and how to offer relatable stories to that example that you thought about, and then how we can work to establish the next step. So really, it's about putting in practice the growth model. What we're gonna do is, so you're gonna think about these ideas, and when we do our one-on-one, we're gonna role play, so that we can get a little bit more familiarized with the model itself. And yeah, and the idea is that also you can, during the next 2 weeks, that you can practice with 2 prospects or chance encounters. But first, we can role play first, so that you feel comfortable and we go through it, and that you can learn it. So I'm going to send you that email right after our call. Okay. Now, so we have the time set for the one-on-one, and I'm going to touch base with each of you just to confirm and determine if we are meeting in person, Zoom, or by the phone. Now, for our Thursday collaboration call, the topic, it's going to be, who is the most interesting person you know and why? So we're going to open with that. And just remember, make sure that you grow, that you get to know the person and her needs, that you recommend the right Avon solution, that you offer relatable stories that demonstrate your belief, and that you work to establish the next steps. So thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. I'm sorry that I took you like 10 minutes over 9, but I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.